yes, justice should be there.
Let's talk about the pure investigation here. Aditya Srinivasan, when a case is registered under POCSO, in case of an accused, knowing fully well the power differential between the victim and the accused in this case, can he be just let go after questioning without even recording of a statement under 164?
Under presumably 161. Look, the offences under the POCSO Act are very likely going to be cognizable offences. But that said, there is an element of discretion that is allowed to the authorities. They don't necessarily have to go ahead and immediately make an arrest just on the basis of what they have. They may, in their wisdom, choose to make that arrest at a subsequent point of time. They may want to first gather some more information before doing it, before taking those steps. They need not also immediately record a Section 161 statement if the person has only been detained temporarily. But we'll have to see how this unfolds. I think the statement that was made by the BJP MP that you mentioned, I'm not able to recall his name. I think that was a very measured statement.
Yes, Siroya.
And that ought to be
Mr. Leher Singh Siroya.
Right. I think that statement was very measured, and that ought to be the basis guiding how the investigation is conducted.
Yes, there should not be any pressure, there should not be any pulls, there should not be any politics over it. And then he also goes on to say, Brinda Dige, that the case should be transferred outside Karnataka. Are you of the opinion this should happen?
I do not know about that, but I think we must have the CBI take over this case. Outside Karnataka, then it's going to be a problem, taking the children, safety of the children, because they are continuing to be here. Arrest has not yet happened of this person. The POCSO law deems immediate arrest so that the victim survivors are safe. Their families are safe. The witnesses are safe. The people who support the victim survivors are safe. This is one of the reasons for all of it. It's not that, same for every case. In POCSO, they have deemed it like that. So that protection has not yet been extended to the children as well as to the NGO. All of this requires to be considered by the state machinery. And the state machinery has not done any of those things. None of the politicians uttered a word about extending that confidence to the victim survivors that there would be justice and they will be safe and they will be protected.
Yes, and Mr. Nair, here are the victims who have stayed in his mud. And it would have taken a great degree of courage for them to come out and speak about it 3.5 years later, 1.5 years later. And that is the reason why they approached an NGO. The parents have been distraught, and rightly so. They are seeking justice here. And justice cannot be delivered if during the investigation, the seer has right now only been questioned and he has been let go. He has not been even detained. Right? If during the investigation, statements such as yours or by politicians, including the Congress and the BJP, is made. Sriraj Nair.
Well, I said very clearly, let us not go in for a media trial. There is a proper, very strong judicial system in this country. Let us respect and abide by it. Let us not be selective. Let the judicial process go on.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Let the judicial process go on. And in this judicial process, if a case is registered under POCSO and juvenile justice, then the minors should have been provided with a security. That hasn't happened. Here is a case, an angle of kidnapping and captivity as well in this particular case. We need more details in that. And in POCSO Act, and given the statement that has been made by the BJP's own leader, your sitting government's own MP, the party to which Mr. Basavaraj Bommai belongs to, if somebody like Mr. Siroya, Leher Singh Siroya, can talk about there should be no pulls and pressures and everybody should speak only about justice for these two minors, then why should we be looking at the points that you are trying to make or Rahul Ishwar is saying? Rahul.
The core point here is truth. everyone respects. We are all people with families, so we understand and respect those victims or those survivors, plight. At the same point of time, because of the backlog of a lot of fake cases, for example, Delhi High Court Justice Prasad back in 2021 said there is an alarming rate of false rape cases. And Delhi Women's Commission back in 2014 said nearly 53.7% of the cases seems to be fake or are not right. So let us wait for the conclusion. I'm absolutely sure all of us will stand together and say that this person will be punished. Otherwise, wait and give the due
But Rahul,
process.
are you not prejudicing the trial or the investigation by saying what you're saying right now? Right at the beginning of investigation.
Yeah, the investigation is going on. And one more thing, like Vrindaji said, all the necessary security and the other things should be provided, and I am sure it will be provided by the Karnataka government. But at the same point of time, we should not be in a hurry to brand the Seer as a wrong person. Because Seer is such a bad track record.
Branding anybody.
Yes. Vrinda?
Ishwar, we are not branding anybody. The law has to take its course irrespective of who the alleged rapist is. We must remember that there is this very strong messaging and narrative that is going across, and like Maria pointed out, a prejudiced view that the victim complaint need not be taken seriously. The very important aspects that we need to address over here is caste and gender. That these two people, you need not take them seriously because A, they are children, girls, B, they are SC/ST, and the person they are complaining against is somebody who is very influential, very powerful, very whatever, all the adjectives that you have used. That itself is a wrong narrative. It's a wrong messaging. That's not what we want. Like you said, we want the truth, we want the facts, and we want justice. But before that, why would you go around with a narrative that is going to shatter everything that you talk in the same breath as justice? That is exactly what we are saying. There is no media trial happening here. Give the truth, give the fact, whatever it is, protect the children so that they do not turn hostile.
Yes, it's about protection to those two minors.